Today we're going to do the week 5 lab, and it's going to be mainly focusing on configure the dynamic routing protocol using the RIP protocol. So you're required to create this design using 2 routers, 2 switches, and 2 PCs. The routers are a 1841 number, and the switches is the 2950. Please note that the routers are required to add the interfaces, and before adding the interface you need to switch off the routers. Let's start add the routers. So 2 routers. So this is router 0, or you can call it R1. This is R0, R1. Just gonna quickly add a level here. Week. Two switches. Need to add 2 PCs. So you need to add the DCE cables, 2 copper striped cables between the routers and the switches, and also another copper striped cable from the switch to the PC at the 2 sides. If the labels are not showing for each interface and the ports, you just need to go to Options, Performance, and then always show port labels in logical workspace. If this one is not ticked, please tick it. Right, I'm going to use the cables. So you cannot start by using the cables. You first need to add the interfaces. As you can see, there is no interfaces here. So I will add 4 ports. You need to turn it off at the right side, and then I will add the WIC2T on the left so I can connect the serial cable. So this is to help you to connect the serial cable, and these 4 Ethernet ports will help you to connect the Ethernet cable. Make sure you turn it on. Do the same thing on the other side. off. Turn it on. So this is what you need to do. So when you finish with this part, you need to take a screenshot showing that you add the interfaces and attach it under this section here. So just simply like that. So under this section, you have to make sure that the time and date is showing while you are working in the lab. So now I need to create the following diagram, which means I need to connect the cables. So I need to use the DCE cable. So the DCE cable, serial cable, will be connected to the interface SE010. And then I need to connect the router into the switch using the copper stride cable. And the interface is F01. Fast Ethernet. So FA00 on the router side and 01 on the side. Do the same thing here for this 01, 00 to 01. And then from the switch to the PC, the interface is FA02, FA02 on the two sides, 02, and then you only have one port in the PC, 02. Okay, so once you finish with this part, take a screenshot, maybe showing that there's week 5 lab, your name, and then showing the time and put the screenshots. So now we need to configure, to do some basic configuration. So you need to start with router 1. So if these labels are not showing, again you need to go to the option, performance, and always show port levels. In some cases, you will not be able to see the same numbers like S010, which means you put the two, like you have to make sure that the Ethernet ports on the right side and the serial ports on the left side. If you switch this one around, then the names will be changed. So now you need to go to the CLI. If this message appears, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? You just say no. If for some reason you're stuck at this here and then it's not moving at all, just go to the physical, try to reset it by power it off and on. But you can see it's all up and running. I will enable it first. So once you enable it, you can see the hash tag here, which means enabled. Then I will go to the configuration following this step. You can simply just copy and paste if you like, if you are a slow typer. So you copy it from here, Control C, paste it, and just like that, and you can see you are into the global configuration now. You want to change the name to R0, so just host name R0. So you can see the name is changed now to R0. Now we're going to configure the IP. So we are into the R0. We need to do the same thing on the R1 on the other side. Because I'm already in the configuration, now I need to go to the interface. So I'll go to the interface FA 0/0, because you want to access this interface FA 0/0. You can see that you are into the interface now. You need to add the IP. You can simply copy and paste. And then just type no shutdown. So now we need to, you can take a screenshot and just put it under this section to cover all the way to this step, or you can just continue going. So now you need to go to the interface serial number, this one. So now I'm into the interface serial 010. I will add the IP address, including the mask. And then you need to also adjust the clock rate. So we are working here now. So just put the clock rate on 46,000. And again, no shutdown. So we do this when we use the DCE cable. So we are finished all the way to this part. Now we need to go to the interface 010, which means we're going to shift to the router 1. So we finish with configuring the interface 010 and the interface F0/0. Now I'm going to the other router now. Make sure I have the ports and the interfaces add into the chase. And then I'll go to the CLI. I'll say no. And then enable. So now I'm into the configuration. I need to follow the same steps again. I need to go to this interface. I'll start with the DCE, and then I will copy the IP. Now I'm going to configure this interface. I have to access the interface first. Then I copy the IP address, or I just type it. Again, no shutdown. So now we finished all the way to this section here. Now we're going to start with task 8. So for task 8, you need to follow some new instructions. And whatever is your student ID, you need to paste your student ID here. If your student ID, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8, 9, then you need to use the last 2 numbers of your ID to add it into the PC1 and PC2. Okay? So if someone has an IP finished with 89, then your IP address will be 89, like that, 8 with 89. And in order to do that, just go to the PC, then need to go to the interface, and this is your IP. Just copy it, and then your subnet mask will come straight away after you press the tab. Then you need to do the default gateway. So in order to do the default gateway, you need to go back to the global setting, just clicking here, add the default gateway. So you're done with PC2, and you can see all the connections are working now. You need to do the same thing with PC1 here. You need to go and go to the configuration, go to the interface, add the IP, the subnet mask, and then add the default gateway. So once you use the new, once you follow this example, then you just need to copy and paste whatever is the IP that finished with your student ID here. You need to test the connection between PC0 and PC1 using the ping command, and answer the following question. Then after that, you need to configure the RIP using the RIP protocol. So you just need to go to the router again. If it is in the interface, you need to exit the interface. Now you are into the global configuration. If for some reason you are not in the global configuration and you only see that, go to enable again, and now you are into the configuration. Then start doing these commands, the router RIP, and then add the network. So you just need to follow the instructions, and now we need to do the same thing for the router 1 as well. And then you need to verify the connection between PC0 and PC1. And then address the table completion for this question, and then you will be able to finish. Good luck with your task. Thank you.